Welcome to District Dialogues. I am Fulton County District 5 Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr., and I'm glad to share with you District Dialogues, where we share snapshots of happenings in District 5. District 5 encompasses parts of unincorporated Fulton County, Southwest Atlanta, East Point, East Atlanta, and small parts of Union City and College Park. I hope you are enriched by our show. So let's get straight to it. Throughout the year, we have many events and initiatives where District 5 and Fulton County residents can receive information and resources. During the fall, my office will host our first annual job fair at Turner Field, where 25 employers who are hiring will accept resumes and interview attendees. Fulton County job fairs are a product of our Workforce Development Department, which now has a new name, WorkSource. Yes, Workforce is now WorkSource. With the hard work and efforts of WorkSource, after Fulton County job fairs, approximately 200 attendees are offered jobs. For more information about the job fair and any of my office's upcoming events, please visit my website at fultoncommission5.com. Now it's time for our Excellence in Education segment, where we spotlight individuals, schools, and organizations that are making strides in the world of academia. Today, please welcome Robert Henson, the director of Romar Academy. Welcome to the show, Mr. Henson.
Hi, thank you.
Glad to have you here. So tell our viewers, if you will, about Romar Academy and when it was founded, where it's located, and what's the mission?
Okay. Romar Academy was founded in 1978 by my mom, Mrs. Peggy A. Henson. And she decided to build a school that was culturally sensitive, as well as one that took on the special needs that some of our students have. Her philosophy of education was that any child can learn. She didn't like how the public schools in some areas tended to label our children as either discipline problems or learning disabled. So that was her I guess, the main motivation for founding the school. And we've been around since '78, going on 38 years now. We're located at 1706 Washington Road. That's in the old Fulton Leadership Building, behind the CVS and the Waffle House on Washington Road. So those are pretty familiar landmarks for most people.
All right.
Yeah.
So what distinguishes Romar Academy from any other school?
Well, one of the things is that, my mom's philosophy of any child can learn means that there's a lot of patience, a lot of nurturing, and a lot of emphasis on just taking time with the kids to make sure they get the information in a way that they can process it. Additionally, we like to give our kids a firm foundation of who they are, as African-American students. We're historically African-American. When you walk through our building, you see pictures of famous African-Americans on the wall. So they see the achievements of people who have gone before them, and that builds that sense of they can do anything. They can be the next Barack Obama. We want all of our kids to have that feel.
And what are some of the greatest success stories or highlights that you've had from the great 38-year history? That's wonderful that you guys have been around that long.
Well, thank you. I think one of the things that really just kind of touches my heart is to see students who have gone to the school come back as either teachers or bringing their children to the school as well. So that's saying that they got something from it and they want their kids to get that same thing. I think that's probably our biggest success. Now, academically, the students score very well on ITBS scores. I mean, they are above grade level. Majority of them are on grade level, if not above. So the academics is solid and it's in place.
How can our viewers find out more about Romar Academy?
They can go to our website, which is being redesigned. It's romaracademy.org. But pretty soon we'll have a link to a new website that'll have much more information, but they can go there as a start. They can also call us or stop by.
And what grades do you take at Romar Academy?
We start at 2 years old, pre-K2, and we go all the way through 5th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Henson, for being with us today. Thank you for 38 years of working with the children in Fulton County.
Absolutely.
We're very glad to have you as part of Fulton County and appreciate all your hard work.
Okay, well, thank you. Thanks for having us.
When we come back, our Community Kudos segment. Stay tuned. Welcome back to District Dialogues. In our Community Kudos segment, we give recognition to organizations who are striving to empower our communities. Our next guest is Sandy Holliday, the Executive Director of the Atlanta Children's Shelter. Welcome to the show, Sandy.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is a great reunion, huh? We're old Emory Law School classmates that we just found out.
Absolutely.
Tell us about the Atlanta Children's Shelter and its mission and how long it's been around.
Sure. The Atlanta Children's Shelter has been serving the Atlanta community for over 30 years. So I'm proud to say this is our 30th anniversary, and our mission has never changed since our founding. So since 1986, we've been providing quality, loving child development and support services to homeless families striving for self-sufficiency. So we serve homeless families with young children, and the children are between infant and age 5, and that's how we fill our classrooms.
And what specific services do you offer to those families?
We take a holistic approach. So we are different from other shelters in several ways. One is that we provide all our services on site. So we have a licensed and accredited early childhood education, so child care center for homeless children. We provide on-site health care, case management, counseling, nutrition, and we have full-time job skills training and job placement. And the other side of getting homeless families to self-sufficiency is helping them transition back into permanent housing. And again, all we ask for is sweat equity. We don't charge the homeless families anything to provide these services, and we serve up to 40 homeless children a day. And in about a year, that will be around 100 homeless families and probably roughly 100 to 125 homeless children.
Wow, that is really great. I mean, sounds like a real comprehensive list of services, but it sounds like the things that they really need. And so,
right.
You know, we're very thankful for your work. What do you have any success stories or anything that you can share with us? I mean, I guess every child that you help is a success story, but
I think to really appreciate the success story, you have to understand the social illness we're trying to address, and that is generational poverty. And the fact that we have homeless children speaks to the fact that poverty is generational, and what we're trying to do is break that cycle. And the families we serve are not the chronically homeless. So they're not homeless due to drug use or mental illness. They're homeless for reasons that can make us homeless: job loss, domestic violence. And so we try to meet these homeless families where they're at in crisis, trauma. And so they have a lot to overcome, a lot. And so there's always, the homeless dads always stick out in my mind because we don't just serve moms, we actually will serve moms and dads. And we had a married couple who was at the shelter, and they both suffered from job loss, both had education, they had beautiful children. And we were able to get them connected to the Small Business Administration, help them get some loans. And dad now owns his own truck, and he is doing very well. They have their own home and they're thriving. But we have so many stories of domestic violence victims who pick themselves up, recover, empower themselves, get into jobs. And I would encourage everybody to go visit our website or our YouTube to see the success stories.
And I guess two things. One, what is that website? And then what volunteer opportunities are there available for people that may want to help?
Our website is acsatl.org, and we thrive on community support. And so volunteerism is big. We'll take financial support. We'll take if you want to volunteer your time or your talent. So you can go to our website, sign up. We're always looking for people to help in the classrooms, to read to the kids. They get tired of seeing the same faces. They love a guest. I would invite you to come read to the kids.
Sign me up.
Pick your favorite children's book, and we'll put you in front of the kids.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
With a fox or in a box?
Not in a fox, not in a box. I do not like them here or there.
You'll be a superstar with the kids. You're a natural. We also encourage professionals to come volunteer in our training room because our homeless parents don't have a lot of job experience. So anybody who's willing to mentor a homeless parent, teach them basic life skills, how to write a resume, how to do an interview. And we also have volunteering on field trips and at our special fundraising events.
Well, I just got a call yesterday about a homeless family that needed some help, so I'll make sure to follow up with you after the show. But thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for being committed to helping homeless families and children, and for all the work that you do.
Thank you, and thank you for giving us a chance to talk about it.
Well, we're glad to be able to do it. When we come back, we'll have our District 5 economy segment. Stay with us. In our D5 economy segment, we like to introduce experts who can share information about economic development and sustainability. Please welcome Pedro Cherry, Chairman of the Board for Aerotropolis Atlanta. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Did I get that right?
You did. You got it
right. So there's a lot of discussion about Aerotropolis Atlanta. Tell our viewers what exactly is Aerotropolis Atlanta.
Okay, well, first of all, an aerotropolis is essentially where a city is built around an airport. So if you think about a metropolitan sub-region where the layout, infrastructure, economy, and all planning is centered around an airport, you may have heard the term airport city. And the goal is to leverage all the assets that the airport has to increase economic development for an area. And when you think about Aerotropolis Atlanta, that's the alliance here that was created 2 years ago in 2014. The reason it was created was everyone knows how important of an asset Hartsfield-Jackson is and how this entire region has benefited from it. But we see that the south side, where the airport is physically located, has not benefited to the same extent. So there have been studies, and that's easily recognizable, and the Urban Land Institute conducted a study and determined that there needed to be an umbrella organization developed to help move it forward. And when ARC, the Atlanta Regional Commission, heard that, they have been the catalyst for the establishment of Aerotropolis Atlanta. And so it's comprised of public, private, nonprofit, academic organizations that all have the same goal, really to enhance the quality of life and improve economic prosperity on the south side.
And how did you become involved with Aerotropolis Alliance?
Well, again, when ARC initiated this effort, initially they brought all of the governments to the table, and the governments agreed that this was a good idea and everybody would work together. And after that, private companies stepped up, and Georgia Power, as hopefully you know, is we are, one of our mantras is to be a citizen wherever we serve, and we love improving the quality of life. So we thought this was a great opportunity. So along with Porsche, Delta, and many other corporations, as well as some of our other investors, we decided to step up and help move this forward.
And if you can, explain to us the concept of the Aerotropolis Alliance blueprint.
Okay, so the blueprint is essentially a strategy. So we took roughly a year to put the blueprint together. We had a consultant, Jacobs. We did several community interviews, had the opinions and thoughts of all stakeholders involved, who would be involved, benefit from the Aerotropolis. And so what that blueprint does, that strategy, it analyzes the area, and it's literally, like I said, a blueprint of how we accomplish our goals. So in that blueprint, our vision is for the south side to become a preeminent economic development location, utilizing the assets of the airport and enhancing the quality of life for the south side. Other things in the blueprint, if you analyze land is a critical asset. The south side has more available land than any other area in the metro Atlanta. So plenty of opportunity. So within that land, the blueprint got detailed. We identified what we call catalytic sites that are primed for development, and we need to prioritize those sites. Other things in the blueprint include we have target sectors. We did a lot of analysis and looked at the assets that we have and what industries does it make sense to bring here and to target. So we actually have 5 primary targets, not excluding others, but logistics, aerospace, bioscience, food and agribusiness, and multimedia, the film business and things like that. The beautiful thing about the target industries is we did a lot of analysis, got a lot of opinions, but these are industries that pretty much are here already.
Right.
So we can easily grow them and provide a lot of jobs for the South Side and beyond.
So what is your vision or the Aerotropolis vision for how the area surrounding the airport will look over the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, my personal vision, the whole metro area is a great area to live in, and we are one of the fastest growing areas in the country. And as we said, the north side has seen more growth than the south side. So one vision would be to have the south side look like the great areas of the north side, the bulkheads, the perimeters, and whatnot, with mixed-use development.
Without the traffic, right?
Without the traffic. So let's talk about that, without the traffic. So if one stat is the airport provides, 64,000 direct jobs and over 175,000 indirect jobs just from the airport. Right. Most of those jobs are occupied by people not in the south side. So you have a lot of people driving to and from. If you're able to, one, enhance those people who work there to move to the south side, or we make sure we have the skill sets of the people there already to take those jobs, that will help traffic. So the vision would be you see mixed use development, commercial development, these industries we talked about all along around that area, and it's going to grow beyond that, but we're starting at the core, 5 to 10 miles from the airport. So that's the vision, and have all the attributes of quality of life, and great education, great workforce, everything that you would like to have. 10 years, we're making movements now. We have projects coming online. That's what we'll love to see, and that's what we think we will have. Like I say, it's prime with opportunity. We just need to put the effort there, and we're doing it.
How can our visitors or viewers find out more information about the Aerotropolis Alliance?
We have a website, which you can also find the blueprint on, called aeroatl.org. That's the first place I would go. And again, the Atlanta Regional Commission has been the catalyst behind this, so you can contact the Atlanta Regional Commission, and Doug Hooker and his team are really supporting this effort, as well as any of our other investors who are involved, like a Georgia Power or Porsche, or any of the cities that are involved, or the counties. Two counties, 10 cities, everybody's very involved. So if you know anybody in that area, they are involved already, and they can provide information about this effort.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. We're very glad to have you, and thank you for your work with the Aerotropolis Alliance on behalf of Georgia Power.
You're welcome. Thank you.
When we come back, our arts and culture segment. Stay tuned. As many of you know, I'm an executive sponsor for arts and culture in Fulton County. As such, I like to share with the viewers arts and culture organizations and programs that are in our great district and our county. Today, I'm very happy to welcome Mr. Ryan Kilgore, CEO and President of Kilgore Music Foundation, to the show. Welcome, Ryan.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Glad to have you here. So what is the Kilgore Music Foundation, and when was it founded?
Well, the Kilgore Music Foundation is a music organization. It was founded in October of 2014. I got a chance to, for the last 9-10 years, have been touring with Stevie Wonder, and get a chance to view and see different school systems and different things like that. So noticing the disconnect sometimes with the music and arts in our communities. And initially I thought it was something that was happening just here in my city, in Atlanta, in Decatur, and DeKalb County. And I realized it was something that was kind of going on nationwide. So 3 things that I felt like we didn't really have was mentorship, true mentorship, being taught different career paths within music and the entertainment industry, and to be community engaged. So that's our mission, is to mentor, teach, and inspire young musicians and artists and creative people to be engaged, to do what they do for a lifelong, as well as to teach them about the different career paths and to encourage them to use those gifts and talents in our communities.
And you have a great program, the Instrument Exchange Program. Is that what it's called? Help me out.
Well, it's the Kilgore Instrument Drive, and what we would like to do is basically gather all those instruments that most of us, you know, in the older generations have sat down and left in the basement, in the attic, in the garage, and they just kind of become furniture. and trying to kind of give the children a different creative aspect of what to do or what they can do to stay off the streets. So instead of you worrying about your phone all the time, maybe put a flute in your hand, put a trumpet or a saxophone in your hand, and engage them with people that do this for a living, that do this, have been very successful and toured the world, and kind of give them access to, that world. But,
And so you're asking basically residents and people that have old instruments to donate them to the foundation?
Yes, donate them to the foundation. We're going to do some instrument drives hopefully this holiday season, so we can do some initiatives. Not only do the children need the instruments, or a lot of single parent homes, they couldn't afford an instrument. I'm a product of that. My mother was a single parent, and she wasn't able to afford my instrument. Luckily, I had a grandfather that had enough support to be able to purchase my instrument, but everybody doesn't have that situation. So it's tons and time again that I hear stories of kids getting kicked out of the band because they don't have an instrument. So we want to kind of rectify that problem and get these instruments out of people's basements and attics, donate them to the foundation, and we figure out which schools and which programs need these instruments to give them.
And what are some of the Kilgore Music Foundation's achievements? What are some of your greatest successes?
Oh, man. Recently, I just got back from Europe. We had a violin that was donated from a music store in Italy, in Cosenza, Italy. We've gotten a chance to visit. I toured with the Songs in the Key of Life tour last fall, and we were able to visit 12 schools and 3 symphonies just to spend time with them and to share our stories as musicians. We've gotten donations and support from Zipcar, from the MARTA. So we've done a lot in this last year and a half, just with limited resources, but now we're in the process of wanting to build our board so we can kind of expound and spread our wings a little bit more to help our community.
So how can our residents find out more about the Kilgore Music Foundation?
Well, a couple of ways. One, you can actually go to the website, the KilgoreMusicFoundation.com. You can also go and just release the app that kind of gives you some more information about it as well, the Ryan Kilgore app. You can get that on your iTunes or Google Play. That also leads you to the foundation. And as well, we will be participating with Georgia State University in the Sources Conference coming up here soon to talk about, to get a little bit more closer to the foundation so you can understand a little bit more. So if you'd like to participate in the Sources Conference hosted by Georgia State University in the Alonzo Krim Center, those are 3 ways that you can find us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. Glad to have you. Thank you for the work that you're doing and mentoring our kids.
Thank you.
Finding instruments for them.
Yes. Thank you.
I might have one that I can donate to you.
We'll appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
As we close out today's show, we would like to receive words of inspiration and motivation from Bishop Greg Fan Sr.
Well, it looks dark, but I want to let you know that it may look dark. You may think that things are hopeless. I want you to know that it will be all right if you just keep the faith. Just keep the faith and everything will be all right. A word just for you. It just looks dark.
As we wrap up today's show, I'd like to invite you to stay connected with my office. You can reach us anytime in the office, online, and of course via social media, via Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for watching District Dialogues. We'll see you next time.